So you say something.
Hello.
That looks good to me.
Okay.
All right, I think we're good. So I'm just going to go ahead and actually show us on the screen. Hey, everyone.
Hi.
We're waiting for Cody to go get his coffee.
Hasn't had his morning coffee yet.
And we're 5 minutes behind anyway, so I figured we may as well.
Might as well
just go ahead and start.
Yeah.
We'll wait for him, though, to start doing national days and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because he probably got derailed talking to somebody in the hallway.
So yeah, big news coming up.
I guess I could bring that up. Actually, yeah. But I'll let him be a part of that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look for those national days and we can talk about them.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah?
So, it's Friday.
How are you feeling about that?
I'm happy. It's been a long week, I feel like. It's hot.
I feel it is hot. It is definitely that.
It's like that type of hot where you just want to stay inside and nap all day. It's almost like being really cold outside or like raining has the same effect. So it's like I just want to sleep.
So I like the heat, but there's always a point in the summer where I go outside and I think, yeah, that's enough. Thank you.
Much.
That's it's actually hurting me.
Yes. You get a nice tan. You get a nice glow.
I do. And I'm not spending as much time in the sun as I guess I could. I get dark. I get pretty dark.
I just burn.
You just burn.
And then I get tan, and then it peels, and then I just have like this slight difference.
Just a slight difference.
It's like I had a sunburn like on my chest.
Right.
And it's like there's still a difference, and that's from like 2 or 3 years ago.
Jeez.
So that's what happens.
I mean, the difference between what you can see on my arms and my face and what is on my legs is pretty stark.
I did see that earlier, and it's quite a difference. It's kind of shocking.
So I don't know how to rectify that without shaming myself in a really...
Whenever you're outside gardening, just put on some nice shorts.
I'm just going to garden in my trunks.
Yeah, I might as well. just even things out a little bit.
Yeah, got to do something, because otherwise it's just going to go on like this, and I'm going to end up looking like, what is the name of that character on King of the Hill?
Oh, I don't know. I don't watch King of the Hill.
You don't watch King of the Hill? So there's a character on King of the Hill who always wears the same T-shirt.
I thought they all wear the same
They have a scene where his shirt is off and it's just all tan except for
Bob?
I don't remember.
For like a lot of characters.
It's
Bob.
Hey, Facebook.
Oh, are we not on Facebook yet?
We are on Facebook. What I'm doing is I'm gonna look at Facebook to see if any of our viewer
Victor Guzman
remembers the name of that character from King of the Hill. We're doing a little bit of a slow start today, guys.
A little bit. It is a Friday. Oh, we have 2 viewers.
2 people. Hey, other viewer. What's the name of... What is the name of that character? I could just look it up.
Yeah, let me...
Just King of the Hill characters?
Yeah.
It's the blonde one, who nobody can ever understand.
Let's see. Oh, gosh. The blonde one? This dude?
No.
Lucky?
No, he wears a baseball cap.
Dale?
That's it.
Dale Gribble.
No, is it Dale Gribble? There's one that, nobody can understand.
Oh, he's kind of brown-headed.
Either way.
Bill.
All right. So, we had a special slate up. I don't know what happened to Cody, man.
Yeah.
It's almost 11:10.
Sounds like he got lost or something.
Jeez Louise. I'll still wait for him. That's all right. We can do national days while we wait for this.
Yeah.
So what do we have? National Book Lovers Day.
Do you like to read?
Yeah. I love reading.
What kind of books do you read, Jeff?
I used to really read a lot of science fiction, horror, stuff like that. And as time has gone by, I'm really into nonfiction and history books.
Okay.
I like books that deal with different political theories.
Okay.
I like that stuff.
So you don't read for stories, you read for information?
Now I do, yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I never really picked up reading whenever I was younger. It was always hard for me to stay focused on something. But now I read some personal development books a lot.
Yeah.
And I like to read for information now.
Definitely. When I was a kid, it was always always something having to do with horror or something like that. I was really into Dracula. I liked War of the Worlds. I liked old horror when I was a kid. Yeah.
Did you read R.L. Stein books?
I didn't. Those were. I was a little old for those books when I was.
It's Boomhauer.
Boomhauer. Thanks,
Boomhauer.
Savannah. Did she already comment on our Facebook?
Yes, but you don't see
You already commented. I'm sorry, I wasn't looking right at it.
I don't
Cody's
see.
in the hallway.
Cody's in the hallway. Come on, he's the best one.
Boomhauer.
She's right.
Okay. Sorry, viewers.
Boomhauer. That's a Texas
Oh.
name too. Oh, hey, I've still got that up on the screen. Hey, everybody, this is our Facebook, and that's us.
That's us. About how far are we
30
behind?
seconds. 30 seconds
At
behind.
least.
All right.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Anyways.
So let's go back to national days.
Okay.
Actually, we were talking about books.
So are you reading a book right now, like currently?
You know, I'm not. I've found that as I've gotten into doing the news and stuff like that, I read a lot of information sort of
Online.
all the time.
Yeah. No, it is a lot because
It's
you're always just intaking
Yeah.
information because you have to, you have to know what to put up and
right.
you have to get the information out to people. So
Right.
you're,
And even now, just dealing with technical challenges that we're making for ourselves, basically trying to figure a few ideas out. I read
Yeah.
that kind of information a lot too. So I have not read for pleasure for a while.
I understand that.
Yeah.
It seems to be like a common thing whenever.
You get into this sort of
Yes.
yeah. But I do have I have shelves and shelves of books that I was totally unwilling to get rid of. I used a lot of books to teach myself how to draw, how to sculpt, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of those kinds of books just hanging around. And yeah, reading's great. I'm a book lover.
It is. Yeah, me too. I wish I could have time to read more.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just feel so exhausted from information
From
overload
already
here.
doing all of it, yeah.
Yeah.
So what else is it? We've got National Rice Pudding Day.
Have you ever had rice pudding?
I have. It can be really good
How
if
do
you put
you,
enough
like-
cinnamon in it.
Do you make it out of actual rice?
I've never made rice pudding,
That's interesting. I've
but
never
it is made of rice.
never had it. It's kind of like bread pudding to me. Like,
Yeah.
is that made of bread?
I mean,
I
I mean, there
assume
must
so.
be. Yeah, there's got to be some bread in there.
Yeah. But I've never had it. Maybe I should try it
No,
sometime.
it's. I mean, it's. If you want a sweet rice kind of thing, it's got to have cinnamon in it, basically.
Cinnamon.
So, have you ever had a horchata?
Yes.
Yeah,
Tastes
it's like
like
that,
that?
but more solid.
That seems like that'd be pretty good, but also like really sweet at the same
Yeah,
time.
it's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
It is sweet. And we have National Veep Day.
What is National Veep
National
Day?
Veep Day is most likely a day having to do with the Vice President of the United States.
Okay, I've never heard of the word Veep before.
Have you seen the show Veep on HBO?
I have not. I don't have HBO subscription.
It's a funny show. Very funny show.
Is it a political?
Yeah, we're going to
Show?
do this.
Okay.
Nah, it's just something about... Yeah, it's a political show. I was going to make fun of you for a second, but...
Of course you were. I could be known as the person who doesn't watch any movies and who doesn't know anything that comes on
No,
the
it's
show.
just... We were just saying, like, Veep means Vice President, and you're like, is it a political show? No!
Yeah, that was a dumb question. That was my fault.
See?
It happens.
Yeah, she's...
I'm a little slow, apparently, for this webcast. Everybody apparently knows a lot more
Well,
information than I do.
One of our hosts is, I guess, just AWOL today. He's just decided that
Yeah.
he's got
Maybe we could do a live call.
other business. Anyway, she is so funny, ridiculously funny. She plays the vice president and then the president, and it's a
for sure.
comedy. It's like a, yeah.
Okay.
So
Wow.
yeah, of an administration that just can't stop failing.
That sounds like a good show.
Yeah,
I think
it's super funny.
I think my boyfriend has HBO. There's a
Yeah.
lot of shows that I need to
It's
watch on
yeah,
HBO.
it's a little bit like The Office,
Oh,
only
that's-
everybody's
I know
way
that
meaner.
dude. Everybody's meaner.
Way meaner. Because they're in presidential politics.
Yeah,
so, you
right.
know, yeah.
Kind of have to be.
But they're super funny, and I think they just finished their last season.
Yeah, I like the way the shows like this are shot
Yeah.
cinematically because it's kind of gives like a I don't know. I guess it's more like sitcom feel.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I like how it's not, just stable.
What do they call it?
Yeah.
Single camera comedies?
Single cameras, yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of
It's
gives
cool.
a person's perspective of what's going on and everything.
Yeah.
So.
It's a fun show.
Fun.
Don't watch it with kids around.
I'll do what I want, Jeffrey.
Yeah, I do what I want. So we also have This Day in History, because that was the only 3 national days they had listed.
Yeah,
I guess
kind
I can
of
go look at that
kind
just
of
in case.
lame a little bit, but the books, that's a good one.
National Rice Pudding Day. That's a little strange.
Wow.
Here comes Cody.
Here's our
I made it.
host.
He made it in.
I made it.
We thought you were
Yeah.
lost at first.
I think I was dead.
I didn't.
Maybe.
So I didn't really play an intro, but I also didn't make any kind of announcement about.
Yeah, we were
anything.
waiting for you to make the announcement.
I get to make the announcement?
You do.
Of course.
Oh
it's your
my
show.
gosh.
Well, y'all show, but
Yeah, it's our show.
I couldn't do
So-
couldn't do that without you.
The special announcement.
Yeah.
We have decided to rename our webcast
Boom.
into the aptly titled
Derailed. Derailed.
That's typically what happens
So we
on the show.
might derailed with what? How with our names and then
Yeah.
everybody else's name.
Yeah. The formerly known as Did You Know webcast. Sponsored by insert your name here.
Yeah. But that's going to be important coming up.
Yeah.
Sponsored by insert your name here. If we can just keep that
With special
exactly-
guests, and it just trails off.
Yeah, just
Everybody's
just
name.
Whoever has ever been on
Just
this
a
show.
scrolling list of people.
Yeah. So
Yeah. So
welcome to Derailed.
welcome to Derailed.
We're
gonna have a good time.
Almost already derailed ourselves. We did national days.
I'm
Yeah.
so proud of y'all.
Yeah.
Well,
Were there any good ones?
there's one.
I mean,
there's
National
one
Book
good
Lovers
one.
Day is pretty good.
That's not bad.
Not bad.
Yeah.
National Rice Pudding Day, which is, hey, surprisingly
All right.
less strange than one of the national days from yesterday.
What was that?
National Sneak Onto Your Neighbor's Porch and Leave Zucchini There Day.
Yeah, seriously, that was the day. Yeah.
I was kind of surprised by that
National
one.
Veep
Me too.
Day. What
Yeah,
is that?
National
Did y'all
Veep
look
Day.
that up? Do I not?
Vice
See?
President,
You see, he doesn't know something.
have
wow.
you ever seen Veep?
Congratulations.
No?
I didn't know
It's an
that.
HBO
Julia
show.
Louis-Dreyfus?
Oh, really? No, I've never
Yeah,
seen
it
it.
looks. I mean, he played.
Yeah, I
can
can
pull
bring
it up
that back
again.
up on the screen again.
Veep
Veep.
looks kind of funny.
I mean, I don't think the national day is for that show specifically.
No, probably not.
But
I
the
mean, we
show
can
is
say
called
it is.
Veep. And Veep stands for Vice President. And it's a single
Oh,
camera
I
comedy,
get it
and
now.
they're super
Okay.
funny.
Yeah,
Veep.
I'm a little slow.
VP.
I get it. Yeah, got it.
I was just saying
Got
the
it,
same
got it,
thing
got it.
about
It's
myself.
like, what kind of a Jeep are they
Veep.
talking about? She is the funniest woman on the planet. I just have to say
I feel
that
like I
right now.
already like this show.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of familiar
She's
people.
she's also she plays a truly horrible person in this show. Just so self-centered, ridiculously awful. It's a good show.
But yeah,
yeah.
do you like to read, Cody?
No.
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 You
The only
kinda
time
get
I
a-
read is when
we're-
I'm forced to read.
Yeah, we were talking about you get a lot of information here, so a lot of my reading comes from work. And whenever I get home, I'm like, my brain's kind of tired.
Yeah, I mean, that's the deal. So I read all day long,
Right.
right? So, I mean, in our profession, we kind of have to.
Mm-hmm.
We're always
Oh,
reading.
hey, we got something from our viewers already about books.
Oh.
Speaking of which,
What?
from Tammy Corder Brown,
Oh, that's my mom.
The Hangman's
Oh.
Daughter
Hi, Mom. Hangman's
is
Daughter.
amazing.
Hangman's Daughter, I haven't heard of that.
I haven't either.
What is she
Savannah.
referring to?
What is she referring to?
Yeah,
The book.
what- oh, the
a
book.
book.
The book. The book.
Hangman's Daughter book
Yeah,
is
I was
amazing.
like, wow,
I'm sorry.
that was out of left field. So, yeah, my mom loves to read.
Yeah, reading
She
is
reads
awesome.
the books all the time.
I like to read.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
But I have
Cody's
not
mom.
read for pleasure for a while.
Yeah, I don't
'Cause
do that.
I just have a lot of.
It's like running for pleasure. I don't like that. I'll
No.
run if I'm being chased.
I do.
See, I
I
like to read for information. Like, I like to read, like, self-development books.
See, that's strange because I find reading for information to be pleasurable. So-
Yes, that's
See, it
the thing.
depends. And so, yeah, I mean, I guess it's weird. I guess it's how you classify it because, I mean, every morning I go to the sites I enjoy reading and
Right.
look at new stuff
But
that's
you
out,
don't-
blah, blah, blah. But
you
I
don't-
don't,
But
I
it's
don't
not
really
like a
see it as
book.
like I'm reading.
You don't go and get
Right.
books
No.
for reading.
No, definitely not.
You don't have like a shelf full.
A bookshelf.
No, I've got Netflix.
There you go. Yeah, that's.
I read the titles of the movie I'm going to watch.
So when I moved back from New York,
description.
I had
yeah, reading.
like 10 boxes of books.
Wow, Jeffrey, that's a lot.
Yeah, and there was no way to fit them in the truck that I had bought to move here.
Oh,
A
what'd you do with
Suburban.
them?
I sent them media mail.
I was going
to
to
my
say,
mom.
you should have shipped
Nice.
them.
There you go.
And
Nice.
it only cost $300
Oh, my
to
goodness.
ship all those books.
That's a lot.
Which
is
From-
really
incredible.
That was from New York, right?
Yeah.
So here's a little tidbit about me that y'all don't know.
Okay.
There are times, random times, where I am like, I'd like to read a good story right now.
Yeah.
And I always go to the same two things
What's that?
all the time. The Canterbury Tales.
Really?
I love
Okay.
it. Absolutely
Wow.
love it.
Interesting.
Wow.
And the works of Edgar Allan Poe.
Hey, I really enjoyed Edgar Allan Poe when I was a
Two
kid.
Edgar
of my
Allan Poe's
favorites. So
very
anytime I
interesting.
get in that weird mood of
Yeah.
like, I just feel like reading a good story right
read
now,
some
I'll go read
poems.
one of those.
Really?
Yeah.
So I was telling Morgan that when I was a kid, I read a lot of, like Bram Stoker,
Yeah.
H.G. Wells,
Mm.
stuff like that. So
cool
I
stuff.
definitely
Yeah.
really enjoyed Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's dark, but it's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really
Savannah
is.
has
He's so
something about books
creepy.
on our Facebook page.
Savannah,
too.
what do you like
Yeah.
to read,
She
Savannah?
says our local library has a great app called Libby, where you can digitally check out books.
Oh.
And she
Cool.
said she just started reading the Walking Dead comic books.
Oh, cool.
Savannah, I have something to tell you about those. It's never ending, that series.
They don't
Never ending.
stop.
It's just like, man.
So my wife takes my son every week to the library where
Yeah.
he picks out his books.
That's cool.
He likes to get all the new cool books, and then she reads them to him every night. Gets
Awesome.
New stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Sounds
loves it.
good.
He loves reading.
My mom
It's
used
good,
to make me do that whenever I was in school over the summer. She would take us to the library.
My mom, I'm pretty sure that the reason I grew up enjoying to read so much is my mom read to me a
Yeah.
lot when I was a little kid, partially for my own benefit. I like to think mainly for my own benefit, but she was also learning English. So
oh,
it was
hey,
super
there you
helpful,
go. Dual purpose.
right?
Yeah, dual purpose. That's cool.
She
That's
actually
cool.
asked me recently. She took an accent reduction class.
Really?
Which, I mean, she's been in the United States for a while, a good 40 years,
Looking
and she
to
said-
remove that
she
accent a little bit.
asked
huh?
She asked me. She was like, when I pretend to have a British accent, I think it reduces my Spanish accent. And so she started trying it out on me, and she said, does it sound like I have less of an accent? And I said, Mom, I think I might be the wrong person to ask because I grew up listening to your accent, and I already understand you just fine.
Sounds like it might be a little confusing.
It's other people.
That's funny.
It's other people who have trouble understanding my mom.
That's funny.
I understand her perfectly.
So, that's interesting. I've always thought, like, when we do other accents and stuff, and like, oh, I'm going to speak in an Australian accent or whatever. But then you think about the people who do American accents.
Yeah.
And there's so many different American dialects, right? So many across the country. And one actor that blew my mind that I never knew was not American for the longest time was Colin Farrell.
Yeah.
I heard him in an interview, and I was like, why is he doing that
What
voice?
happened to that guy?
And they're like, no, that's his real voice.
That's what he sounds like.
There's
Yeah.
been a few people that I've seen that, and it's just like mind blowing how good
Yeah.
they can
Gary Oldman.
speak.
Sure,
what's
yeah.
American.
It's unreal. Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
been doing American accents for so long that he said he actually started losing his British accent.
Wow.
He had
That's
to,
cool.
He had to train with an accent coach to get his accent back.
Oh my gosh.
But I don't know
that's
if you've ever watched The Wire, the guy that plays Stringer Bell. I always forget his damn name. Anyway,
Somebody help us out.
he's from London. His accent is totally British.
I like Scottish accents.
Me too. Totally enjoy him.
I like them a lot.
I just really like Australian accents.
I like Australian accents. I like Scottish accents.
Yeah.
I think
I like
New Zealand
all
accent
accents,
is
Most
really
accents
fun.
are great.
I like all
Accents
accents.
are fun.
Yeah.
Accents are really
Except
good fun.
for like
are.
the American dialects, because
I like hick.
When I getting to hear like real Brooklyn or Queens, actually, when you first move to that part of the country, it's all a New York accent.
yeah, it all sounds the same to me.
It doesn't.
So you're saying
all
you
different.
can't
You can-
distinguish once you're first there.
Right.
But then soon after you can start to pick out.
You're like,
the
no, that
different
person's
parts.
from Queens.
Mm.
That's a
Wow,
Brooklyn
that's
accent.
interesting.
That person is from the Bronx.
How far is everything away from each other?
It's all right on top of each other. It's not far.
That's crazy
block.
to me.
I lived in southern Brooklyn, and my work was in Manhattan, and it was 10 miles only.
Wow.
And they spoke different dialects there?
They didn't speak different dialects. They just spoke
like,
with a slightly different accent.
Yeah.
You can tell the difference. It's weird how you can, but it's a real thing.
So weird.
That's crazy.
Like a New Jersey, somebody from Jersey City sounds distinct. I don't know if you guys ever do you remember the Nanny?
Mm-hmm.
Fran Drescher?
Yeah.
Queens.
Just pure Queens.
Queens. I met a Russian girl who lived in Queens, who had been in Queens for years, and she had this like kind of Russian accent, but then every once in a while there would be like an ultra Queens exaggeration at the very end of her words, and that's a really weird mixture when you start hearing it. You're like, you sound like a Russian person, and then you sounded like the Nanny. That's strange.
That's fun.
Yeah.
That's
fun.
We,
so what do we have on?
I was going to put your email up on the screen. Cody.
Oh, were you? I mean, you can. There's nothing really interesting in there right now. What do you have? This day in history. Anything
What do
good?
we got?
What's happening today in history?
1995. Jerry Garcia died.
Hey, everybody.
So, there's that.
Congratulations, deadheads.
Yeah. We had 1974. Gerald Ford was sworn in the President of the United States, succeeding
He's
Richard
like,
Nixon.
He's like the president nobody remembers.
Yeah.
Gerald Ford.
So
Because
did
Nixon was like, I'm not a crook. And everybody's like, but you are.
did election and stuff happen at different times of the year? Like when did it switch to like being?
When was he sworn in?
Today, 1974.
Because it's kind of a different.
So what happened is Richard Nixon was impeached.
Yes.
And then he resigned.
And then he resigned.
Okay. Thank you
Yes.
for catching me up on history.
Yeah, so Nixon resigned, and then Ford was sworn in.
Got it.
They
Yeah.
actually didn't get to they went through the first impeachment hearings. They never went to the impeachment trial
Correct.
in Senate. Before it went to trial in the Senate, he resigned.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't believe, Bill Clinton, they had impeachment hearings in the House, but did it ever go to trial in the Senate? Right.
No.
So have we ever had an
I
actual
don't think we've
impeachment
ever
trial in the Senate?
No. I don't think we've ever actually removed a president.
There's a lot of talks about that this year.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever actually removed one.
Yeah.
I think it's all been
They haven't really tested that
Resigned.
out.
right.
Because
we don't really know if it works.
Yeah. Yeah. Because here's one thing we don't
You guys
have.
want to try it? They're like, I don't know. We've
Yeah.
never done it.
I've never done it
So
before.
one thing we don't have is, I don't think, like Congress police who
No.
were like, get that guy out.
Yeah, no.
We don't-
There's
I
no.
think
there's
We've
no
sort of
people
done
to
that
do
on purpose. We don't want to have a congressional police force.
Yeah,
To
yeah,
go
that
and-
probably.
We don't
That might be
want for
dangerous.
each branch of our government to have its own enforcement.
Yeah,
Although who knows?
you never know.
Maybe one day.
Here's another upbeat one for you. 1969, Sharon Tate and 4 others were murdered by the followers of Charles Manson.
Hey, so it's interesting. Charles Manson didn't lay a finger on anybody,
No, he never actually killed anybody.
but he's in prison
So-
for it.
He
How
convinced
did-
people
he convinced-
to kill people.
So he had hitmen without
It's
paying
different.
them.
They were followers.
Yeah, they were called the family,
The family.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You said that they
the
were
family.
his followers?
Or just family.
The,
so
the
it was
Manson
basically-
family.
Yeah.
So, okay. it
So
was actual family.
Quentin Tarantino movie coming out right now, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood,
Yes.
is related to that.
Maybe I should watch that so you don't get mad at me for not watching
You
another
should
movie.
watch it.
Well, I mean, you should watch
So,
it just because
so
I'm
what's
sure it's
interesting
good.
about that is the guy who plays Charles Manson in that movie is also playing Charles Manson in the show that I was talking about the other day called Mindhunters.
Interesting.
Yeah.
He loves playing Manson.
He looks like Charles Manson is the thing, and he's a good actor. So
Yeah.
He was
I
on-
guess Charles Manson was super persuasive,
yeah, and it's weird
convinced
because
people to kill people.
I'm just gonna pull up some video of Charles Manson real
That
fast.
would be a real good.
So the thing about Sharon Tate is she was also was she not either married to or the fiance of Roman Polanski?
Yes, that sounds accurate. But I should verify that before I just go out and say, yeah, sure. Let's
So Charles Manson, it's weird to think about him as being a super convincing person.
Yes.
yeah, when
That's
you see
strange.
pictures, you're like, wow.
How was anybody
What is
convinced of
happening?
that? I'm not going to pull that up on my screen. Wow. there's-
Let's not show
Lordy,
that.
Lord, Lord. This is I don't know why somebody would name this video this.
Oh my goodness.
But it is Charles Manson's best moments.
To answer your question, yes, she married Roman Polanski.
Okay. Yeah.
And that is verified from Wikipedia, which means it's true.
The most trusted news source.
Yes. There he is.
Yep. With a swastika.
Swastika carved into his forehead.
Carved into his forehead.
Yes.
It looks terrifying.
Yes. Because when you do that, that screams, trust what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm not crazy.
Yeah, totally. Stable genius material right there.
Yeah. There it is. Yep.
He looks very convincing.
Ooh. Yeah. That's the
Cult
first person I'd kill for.
Yeah.
I'd be like,
no, listen to that homeless guy. He knows what he's talking about. They're like, he's not homeless. It's Charles
Yeah, you
Manson.
can literally pull
Do me a
anybody
favor
off the
and kill
streets
somebody.
of LA and they look exactly like that.
oh, I'm
Yeah.
sure. Also, it was the 60s, so I'm thinking a lot of people on the streets of LA looked like that.
People on the streets of LA
Yeah,
look
most.
like that now.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
What else do we, before we just
Before we
show everybody Charles Manson for 10 minutes?
derail, yeah, here we go. Man, what a sad day in history. 1945, second atomic bomb dropped on Japan.
Hey, Savannah beat you.
Did she?
Yep, I think today the atomic bomb was dropped on Japan. Savannah, you were wrong. It's the second one.
Yeah, it's the second. You don't win.
Yeah.
Henry David Thoreau's masterwork Walden was published.
Now that's cool.
So Roe.
Yeah, that's an interesting. I've heard people criticize that book, not just high school students who were forced to read it.
Who were forced
What is that
against their
book
will
about?
to
So,
read
so
it.
that book was something that was a pinnacle of the transcendental movement in literature.
Such
I
a
wanted
big
to say
word.
transcendental meditation, but it's not. It's basically he cut himself off from society and put himself in this cabin and wrote a lot about simplicity and
I know
the
a
lack
lot
of a
of-
need for, a lot of people who still try to adhere to stuff like this,
Well,
right?
I read a book like a year ago, and it's just like these guys just shut themselves away inside of, like, they went into some unknown area into a cabin for like a year and a half and just wrote this book, and it was just like.
Did they go
really
without internet to do it?
theoretical. I don't know. They just said that they stayed out there for.
Yeah,
I
so
think
so
so,
that is
probably.
essentially since Henry David Thoreau did that, it's been sort of one of those things that people like to do, to just go and be in a really simple place.
I just feel like that would almost kind of make you crazy, and then you would just start
I think it depends on where
imagine
You know,
like
a lot
your
of writers are
imagination would
borderline
just like
anyway.
take over.
you are. Yeah,
point.
if you end up
Sure.
just so apparently, I don't know how true this is, but there was a study that said people are sort of hardwired to be in natural places a little more than they are to just be surrounded by concrete and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So if
Padded
you can
rooms.
have like a cabin with an actual meadow or something like that,
It's like, oh, that works out great for the mind.
yeah, it feels really good.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, Henry David Thoreau.
Yeah.
Walden.
So talking about really cool places, there were a lot of really cool places in 80s fantasy movies.
That's right. I don't
That's
have
how
a-
you segue to top 10,
yeah.
people.
Hey, I don't have a top 10 for that. And I don't have a segue for that. So
We haven't made
You know
it yet.
what? Hey.
What do we have here?
Derailed.
boom.
Yeah,
Top
and
10.
that
Top
is how
10.
you derail somebody into a new
We're
topic.
gonna actually have
you
we're gonna
go.
have an intro for that at some point.
There you
Yeah.
go.
But
It's
anyways,
already 11:34.
Probably on Monday.
Ladies
Oh,
and
Yeah.
really?
11:34.
Man, you missed
in
like
the
20 minutes of the webcast.
I know.
He got
It's my
lost in the
fault.
building
It's all
somewhere.
my fault. I came back here, I was looking for it, and I was like, wait, where am I? So then I just went and got coffee.
You got derailed on the way.
I did.
He was literally like laying down on the ground, hurt himself.
Yeah, somebody found me.
Literally
they were like, hey, you
derailed.
need to be in that back room. I was
Oh,
like,
Stand
okay.
up,
where am I?
man.
What am I doing?
This Charles Manson video is still playing on my computer, and he's talking to Geraldo Rivera.
It's his best moments.
He's got a heck of
Yeah.
a
Forget about
mullet
that.
in this video. Speaking of which, all right.
So, yeah,
right.
we're
We're
doing
gonna start up-
We're doing 80s fantasy movies.
Okay.
This is the first promise that we've ever kept on this show.
Okay.
Yeah, Morgan's got her
Jeff
first one, I
promised
think.
people that we were going to do this. You already have one?
I have a few.
No, you don't.
Why
Yeah,
don't you
I
start it
do.
out, Morgan?
No. Okay, you go first.
Okay.
Don't pick any of mine. If you
Okay.
pick one of mine, it doesn't count.
So, I'm going to say Back to the Future. Pew, pew, pew.
Okay.
Back to the Future is a
I
fantasy
mean,
movie.
it's got
is.
yeah,
Yes, it works. Yeah,
It
it's a
fits.
total fantasy.
It fits. Sure.
Definitely.
Back
And you're just starting with the original one, or are you just saying
The
Back
first.
to the Future altogether as a story?
I like the first one better than the second one.
Pretty great.
I remember
I think
the
they all
first
go
one more
together.
than I remember the second one. But you could probably put them all in one.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could break them up, or keep them together. I could make an argument for both. Of course, love the first one.
Yeah.
The second one would have been my least favorite, but over time, as I've seen it more, and I've caught all of the nuances and subtleness
Hey, it looks
of
like
that movie.
they reversed the image on that. That's strange.
I like 80s
Twin
movies,
Pines Mall
though.
was backwards.
It was. I was noticing that.
I was really upset by that. Just then watching it, I was like, why is that backwards?
Wait, what happened?
Anyway, you get the idea. I guess I
Again,
put my screen
though, this is just phenomenal movie making.
up. Yeah.
It
you know,
is. Especially for the
Unreal.
80s.
Steven
Especially
Spielberg.
just the writing.
Yeah.
Before they even got to filming the first minute of the movie,
Yeah.
the writing itself is just unreal.
And the choices
So
they
good.
made in casting.
Yeah.
Amazing. Because they
Perfect.
They chose somebody else for the role of Marty McFly first. And he wasn't. He was too earnest.
Yeah. Who was it?
Yeah, I can't remember his name right now. But he's ended up doing a lot of stuff. Just very, very different. Red hair.
I can't believe I forgot.
I think he's actually, speaking of Quentin Tarantino movies, he's in Pulp Fiction.
Gosh. So glad
Doc
you said
Brown.
that.
Incredible. Cody likes this movie so much.
Eric Stoltz.
Eric Stoltz, that's right.
That's it. Yeah. Do you know why I should just say, do you know the example of me loving this movie so much?
No. Why don't you tell me? Inform me.
I can tell you. So I have a 3-year-old son, and his name is Emmett. What's his last name?
I don't know.
What's my last name?
Oh, Brown.
Wow. Wow. That just happened.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for Derailed.
All right.
Way too hard about
Close it
that.
down.
Oh my god.
Okay.
That's it for the rest of our lives.
So,
Well.
my son's name is Emmett
Brown.
Brown. Okay. See that guy right there?
Yes.
What's his name?
Emmett Brown.
There you go. Yeah,
Did you name your son after him?
I did.
That's awesome.
I did. Named him Emmett.
I wish I was named after
Emmett
somebody.
Brown. We call him Doc.
Aw,
his
that's
nickname.
cute.
That's
Has he
cool.
seen that? Has he seen this movie yet?
Not yet.
Well, you should have played it at his birth.
Just
Just
I
so he can,
should have.
an
You're
entire
right.
so he can
Put
see
a
it
projector in the hospital.
a delivery
for no,
long
like, there's a TV in the room.
marathon of.
Just straight
Yeah.
Back to the Future over and over
See,
again.
this show would
really
be different.
missed
Did you know
the
Cody's
chance.
divorced?
I really missed the ball on that one. Oh, there you go. Yeah, too
You
easy.
can
Back
show
to the
him
Future is
soon,
great.
though. Yeah.
And it fits all the genres.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I only have one more movie after this, just so you know. So
My God.
That's okay. We'll fill
I've
the
got
time.
like 6,500.
Yeah.
I mean,
Cody,
Me?
what do you got?
yeah.
Oh, I'm just going to go right out the gate with Legend.
Of course.
Have you seen Legend? Yeah, I don't even know why I
Probably
asked
not.
you. I don't know why I asked you.
Legend. Wow. It's so
It
long
has-
ago that when you search for Legend, you actually
does.
have
Get a
to
Drake
look up.
song.
Legend movie.
Wow.
1985.
1985.
Yes.
There we go.
The 1985 movie,
So
Legend,
I'm just gonna play
with Tom Cruise.
this darkness thing.
Ooh.
No, well, we gotta play something with more people in it. So you know who Tim Curry is?
What else is Tim Curry in?
Rocky Horror Picture Show, Clue.
Lots of other stuff, but yeah.
Probably
Those are
not.
probably the two most famous ones.
Specifically.
Maybe I'll
So-
just play a trailer for Legend. How about that?
Yeah.
let's
You
do
would
that.
never recognize him in this makeup. He plays Darkness, is his
Oh,
character.
so they're all in like costumes because it's fantasy.
Yeah,
He's a little more than just
so-
a costume.
So basically,
But it is
he's
Tom Cruise.
trying to prevent the Lord of Darkness from destroying daylight.
Okay.
And I think they're basically trying to save the last unicorn in this movie. And
That's
when
right,
you
yeah.
see Darkness played by Tim Curry, you'll be like, "Wow, that's not Tim Curry."
But you don't know what Tim Curry looks like anyway, so it
you
doesn't
wouldn't
really
know.
matter.
So I
You really
wouldn't
wouldn't know. Yeah. I think I remember reading a long time ago that it took 4 hours for the makeup to go on
There it is.
every day.
His hand.
Here he comes.
And his hoof.
He coming.
Yeah. So literally, think about that.
Oh.
Going
so he's
to
a centaur. Oh.
No, that's not him.
Oh.
No, he shows up on set and goes,
Does
okay.
he show up in the commercial?
I don't know. I don't know if he
It's
does.
funny, I just called the movie
Maybe.
trailer a commercial. Now you can really tell I'm
Great
old.
commercial. Oh, they chopped the unicorn's horn off.
Doom, doom, doom.
Wow.
Show us.
But yeah, 4 hours every day sitting in a chair. I'm pretty sure it was 4. It might have been even more. It was something
I wonder
ridiculous.
how
Yeah.
long it took him to film this.
This trailer really beats around the
long
bush.
time.
Like
Yes,
it's 1985.
It does.
Yeah,
It's
it
taking
does.
a long time to get to the point.
It really is.
Long little patch of black there too.
Goodness gracious,
Yeah.
guys.
I'm just gonna pull up a picture for
Movie
you.
trailers
gonna
were
pull up
not
Tim Curry.
fantastic.
Help me
back
out.
then.
Yeah.
Wow, what a tiny little picture.
Guys, people. You know what? Hold on a second. We're gonna go to a different. Jeez, they won't just. They're just like not even
Can't
gonna
even
show
find
him.
a picture of him.
It's
So I'm gonna go
hard.
back and back again, and we're gonna watch this because this. You know what I should do is pull this up.
Literally can't find one. Scroll through like 47 pictures already. What is going on?
Google.
Wow.
Google has derailed us before we ever could on our own.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right. Wait.
got one.
Oh, there he is.
Got one.
Boom.
Oh, there.
Oh,
You found it at the same time.
that dude with the big
Man.
horns?
Yeah.
So
Oh my
I'm gonna show
gosh.
you another picture. Can you actually, Cody, while we're doing this, just pull up a picture of Tim Curry in like Clue or
Sure.
something else?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that'd be a
This,
good reference
but
point.
this is one of those movies that was just
Okay.
anytime I
yeah,
could see it,
he looks
it was
familiar.
just like, wow, that's incredible, and it's hard to believe that it's the same guy in that makeup.
Yeah.
He looks like he's on drugs in that picture.
Which picture is that? Hold on. Tim
Curry is
Oh, yeah,
amazing.
fantastic actor.
So good. Yeah. It's really hilarious.
Okay.
Yeah. And sadly,
Yeah.
Tim Curry recently had a stroke or
Okay.
two, so he's not
Not doing well?
doing any of this stuff anymore. But,
Yeah.
Um,
Well, how old is he now? Old?
older than us.
Wow, you
Yeah.
immediately found a lot of pictures.
I know.
Of what?
I did. So,
Legend?
yeah. So,
Yes.
thinking of that picture and then that picture
Yeah.
every day.
yeah.
Yeah.
Not
Every day
nothing like it.
transformed into that.
Yeah, that
Pretty
seems like that
crazy.
would take a while to put all of that on.
And take it off too.
It's not like you can sleep in it, right?
I'd have to go
You
find it
could.
again, but there was a really interesting story about how he had to leave set and make it somewhere, and he was short on time. And they were like, no, I mean, we have to take this makeup off properly. And he didn't wait and couldn't wait and just started ripping it all off and everything and like burned himself from taking the makeup
Ripping
off
it
that
off.
fast.
Yeah.
Getting it off because, I mean, they use a really strong glue
Right.
to
Yeah.
put on these prosthetics
it's
and
just, like,
everything
tearing
else.
off his
Yeah,
skin,
and they were like,
basically.
he was like, no, I'm not waiting. And
Get it
just
off of me.
Takes it off, yeah, because he had to go.
You would think there would be like a, just something like, well, I guess this is the 80s, so something like the same thing that they put on him every day, but it was like just a new
Right, yeah, like
thick
hop in the
layer.
suit and we'll just kind of like tack the
Basically,
edges down
yeah.
and paint you red. Yeah, apparently they were just making the whole thing every
to do
day.
most practical makeup effects, you really have to. I should
Yeah.
put us on screen for a little bit
You should.
so we can
Yeah,
actually
there we are.
remind people that
We're still here.
We're actually
Hey.
here.
We're still here.
we're still doing
real.
a show.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there you go. I went with Legend.
Nice.
It's good. Watch it.
All right.
What's next?
I'm gonna go with one near and dear to my heart. Although I haven't seen it since probably that was like 8.
Since it came out.
Fond memories though. Kroll.
Yeah.
Oh,
hey,
wrong screen.
that's my email.
Oh. Lord. Kroll. So, you know what? I couldn't even tell you exactly what this movie's about.
It's been so long since I've seen
remember
it. I have no
the one thing
idea.
that I super remember about this movie is the fact that this guy had the best weapon in the 1980s.
Was it like a sword gun? What
no,
was it? I
it
don't
was
remember.
it was like a really beefed up ninja star.
Ooh,
It was like a ninja star that
Sweet.
the blades were retractable.
nice.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. That's the
Man,
whole
yeah.
reason I love this movie. That's the whole reason any kid loved this movie. Because it was like that and a boomerang all in one.
Which are both sweet.
Yeah. Right?
I wish I had a boomerang.
Plus, I
You
mean,
try to throw a boomerang.
so
but
it's like a fantasy, but these guys are shooting lasers and stuff. There's a Cyclops.
Wow, a Cyclops. Man, this looks great. We're going to have to go back and rewatch
Yeah,
this.
we're going to have to rewatch it.
There you go. There's
Everything a
another
good
for your
fantasy
list.
movie needs.
I know.
But,
I need to
I wish they
start
would just get to
making
the
a
weapon.
list.
Jeez Louise.
Can you show the weapon,
That's the
please?
whole reason I've ever watched this movie.
Man, there was really
There it goes.
none. Oh, there
Whoa.
was.
Boom!
Look at that. Whoa.
That's pretty cool.
Check it out.
That
Look at that
was it.
thing. Look at that
It's
Ninja
huge.
Star. It is huge.
That is huge.
Whoa, look out. He doesn't even really put his
You know what's
back
awesome?
into it when he throws
That's like the exact
Bro.
weapon that Predator had in Alien vs. Predator.
it. Oh,
The
see?
new one.
Well, they stole it. But here's
Yeah.
here's what I want to point out. He doesn't even really put his back into throwing this thing. They didn't. He's not very convincing at all. There you
Just
go.
kind of tosses
Just
it.
kind of.
It just kind of just throws it right out there. Just a flick
Well-
of the wrist. It'll do the rest.
You
Yeah.
don't
It's
need
coming
much
soon
whenever
to a
it's-
theater near you.
It's the Kroll. I don't even know if that's what the weapon's called.
Oh, yeah.
What
The
part of
Kroll.
Kroll is pertinent to the movie?
Do you have another one?
You
I
got
have
another
one more.
You said you had one more.
So I'm gonna say this: The Princess Bride.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. We just talked about it on our other webpage
Yeah,
Did
that
we?
you
talked
didn't
about it
watch.
yesterday.
Yeah, that's why you would have prepped with a
Well,
better
I'm sorry, I
one,
was
but-
working.
Sure. Okay, we'll talk about it again.
Hey,
Well, we don't have to talk about
I'm
it.
gonna
We'll
play.
just
I'm gonna play
cover
one of the
it.
best
Covered it.
scenes from The Princess Bride.
That's
No.
fine. We got
How
it.
about that?
Whatever.
Why do you like the Princess Bride?
Probably the best scene from this whole movie.
I don't know. It's like adventure-y to me too.
Adventure-y.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like. Just made me feel.
That's why
good
we did it
to
in
watch
our
it.
pirate
Adventure.
/ adventure movies.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
a pretty adventure-y movie,
It is an adventure-y movie.
but it does have a
But it's
giant,
also
so it counts. I think as a
fantasy.
fantasy.
yeah,
Yes.
fair enough.
It also has giant rats.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it does.
Other than that,
And it's got a guy with 5 fingers.
it's got swords.
Mm-hmm.
You mean 6?
6 fingers.
6 fingers.
It would have a lot of guys with 5 fingers. They're called actors.
It's got plenty. It's got plenty of people with 5 fingers. The freaks.
Those weirdos. Yeah, 6 fingers.
This might have been one of the first fantasy movies that I've
Ever seen?
seen though.
That you saw? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Good.
It's worth it.
It is
Yeah.
It's
good.
amazing.
Yeah.
I love that
great.
the guy who plays Indigo Montoya, his name is Mandy Patinkin. And you don't get any weirder than that with a name, honestly. Who's that? That's Mandy Patinkin.
Yeah. And I just like that he was in Saw.
Yeah, and he was also in what is that show?
Liar, liar.
No. Oh, you're talking about Carrie Elwes. Yeah, I'm talking
Yes.
about Mandy Patinkin. He's in that that Showtime TV show. That's about the CIA and terrorism and Homeland.
Oh, yeah.
He plays her boss.
Yeah.
Her almost always too
There you go.
understanding boss.
Hello, my name is Inigo
She just
Montoya.
goes, that's right.
You killed my father. Prepare to
die.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm
I almost
going.
got to the best
Okay.
scene. They didn't actually start fighting.
Well.
Oh,
okay.
Up
we're
to
going to
the
cut it
best
off.
scene.
Everybody
okay.
knows what happens. They fight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
y'all
got
already
one.
gone over it once, so.
I put a lot of thought into my list.
What do you got?
Tell
okay.
us all your email.
I know.
emailing it to
I
yourself.
literally emailed myself yesterday
Amazing.
because I was thinking about this after
And I'm just
we knew what we were going to do.
I'm just thinking exactly of the movie that I thought of yesterday when I even mentioned this list. I'm like, the one with the ninja star.
So here's my next one.
Okay.
Big Trouble in Little China.
Amazing. Yeah.
You haven't seen it, have you?
I might have seen that one in high school,
Ugh.
But-
In high school.
but nobody ever.
Oh,
What was that, like 2 weeks ago?
I almost
no,
I don't
it
know.
was like 6 years ago.
It's difficult. I want to play the trailers for these movies, but I know
But they're
that a
non-existent.
1980s trailer it's
See
just
if I
not
can
the
help you
same.
out.
Here, I've got the trailer.
My
Oh, did you get
It's
it?
just that I
Okay.
Let's see.
you get such a huge variance in the quality of trailers when you're talking
Yeah.
about movies from the 1980s.
Well, and everything when you're talking about movies from the 1980s.
It's true.
So,
That's true.
Big
At least
Trouble in
cinematically.
Little China
It's about a trucker.
stars Kurt Russell as old Jack Burton. And what's funny is I can give you one of the best lines from the movie, and it happens to be a line that I text Jeff like 2 months ago because we were talking about this. And the line is, just remember what old Jack Burton does when the earth quakes and the poison arrows fall from the sky and the pillars of heaven shake. Yeah, Jack Burton looks that big old storm right square in the eye, and he says, "Give me your best shot, pal. I can take it." And that's one of like 4 times that he says what old Jack Burton would do.
Yeah.
But it's great. He goes to save the girl, and it's mystical.
And you know what's funny is he plays this action hero, right? But he doesn't have any training. He's just a trucker.
Yeah, he's just a truck driver. That's it. And he drinks this magical potion that the guy gives him, and that's one of my favorite scenes too.
Oh my gosh.
Love it.
When they're riding in the elevator, and he's like, "I feel good. I feel pretty good."
Feeling pretty strong.
They throw the knife, and he catches it and throws it back.
Oh, this movie's incredible.
Gun.
Just incredible.
Yeah, Lopan. Which, speaking of Big Trouble in Little China, they have the board game, Big Trouble in Little China.
That's right.
That I have yet to play.
That's how we started talking about
that's how we were talking about this.
Man. Got an Uzi? Yeah. It's a funny movie.
This movie also starred Kim Cattrall.
Okay.
And you don't know who that is.
You've already guessed it by
now. She was one of the main stars in
someone
Sex
you
and the
don't
City.
Go, oh, that's
okay,
cool.
yeah. I
The
know who
redhead?
that is, yes.
That's Kim Cattrall.
Interesting.
Yes. So.
Is she a child here?
No, she was probably early 20s, maybe.
Yeah.
Right?
So, kind of.
Yeah, when she was still super pretty.
Well.
So yeah, there you go. Big Trouble in Little China. It's amazing.
A good one. Add to my list.
Your list is so long.
I'm gonna spend the rest of my life watching all these movies.
I mean, you should.
So this is also a fantastic. Oh, it's with an E.
God, Jeff.
Another truly amazing 80s.
See if he's gonna poach one of mine.
I might,
Let's
but I don't
see.
know. This was actually a suggestion by Victor Glenn.
Oh, okay.
But
what did Victor
I
suggest?
agree. As soon as this other ad vacates,
Get
I'll
out,
move to
ad.
it.
We have a show to do.
Lady Hawk. Lady Hawk.
Lady Hawk.
This is.
You haven't seen it, have you?
Of course, this is Matthew Broderick, right? Isn't it Matthew Broderick?
I think so. Yeah.
Pretty well panned.
Oh man, I forgot about this movie.
Oh, Rutger Hauer.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Forgot about this movie.
Yeah. Not one of the very best fantasy movies
A
of
lady
the
who turns
1980s.
into a hawk.
Might be.
No one really knows. They've got crossbows and horses and.
Was that Kim Cattrall again?
Was it?
It might have been. I'm not sure.
Was it really? It looked like her.
I might go back to that.
Was Kim Cattrall in Lady Hawk? What?
Oh, watch it, bud.
Watch out.
No,
no, it's Michelle Pfeiffer.
That's who that is. Yeah.
Wow, Michelle Pfeiffer when she was like 12. Who knew?
Who knew?
I didn't. Man, I wish we had Victor here to tell us why Lady Hawk was so good. Because I don't know anything about Lady Hawk.
I don't really remember much about it. And I also remember that a lot of people were like, that movie was terrible.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it.
Oh.
Whoa.
It looks kind of fun, though.
Who throws a claymore? Sure. That guy did.
Rutger Hauer does.
That guy did.
Like Tears in the Rain. He throws
Oh, my gosh. All right, so are we skipping you?
There was one that I saw in here that I have seen. Where'd it go?
Oh boy, I just saw one that.
Oh,
Did you get one?
Somebody, just go next.
Oh, you want?
Yeah, go on, Cody.
Okay.
Go ahead, Cody.
You can take mine. I got it ready for you.
All right.
Okay.
Here we go. Mine is a simple little film called Willow.
Oh, yes.
Of course, right?
Yeah.
Have you seen Willow?
No.
It's so hard to be friends sometimes.
Cody, I don't even think you consider me a friend.
I mean, with the movies you watch, I may not.
Movies I don't watch.
Yeah, that's fair.
The movies that you have completely failed to watch.
Yeah, so this is a magical movie.
I like magical
It
movies.
is. It truly is.
Yeah, where there's little fairies and daikinis and human babies. And,
fire!
And Val Kilmer plays Mad Mardigan.
That's right.
Okay.
Whoops.
Who's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is,
Stunning
high
high
definition. This is a remake of Willow because Willow was made in like 1986.
Yeah, this looks like.
Yeah. I could totally go watch this.
Man, and again, if you didn't know who those two people were, that was Ron Howard and George Lucas.
Okay.
Which you just put those two names together and the movie's going to be amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah. That's all you have to know. No, there's dakinis.
there are normal-sized people, there are little people, and then there are even littler people.
Yep.
Own it on Blu-ray.
Own it on Blu-ray.
Another one.
Yeah, Willow's pretty great. I've got one. And this one actually might have traumatized me when I was a kid a little bit.
Same. That's why it didn't make my list.
That's why it didn't make your list?
Yes.
What do you got?
I'm going to go with... I wish I could just cut to one of the better scenes. I'm going to go with Return to Oz.
Oh.
I didn't like any of the Oz movies scared me.
So Return to Oz is...
scared.
Wow, they really spend a lot of time with this little thing on the farm. And we already know enough about Dorothy to be on the farm and all that other stuff. Falls in a river. Goes back to Oz, only this time... Oz is almost completely ruined. Just completely ruined by the rule of some guy, whose name I don't remember. The Rock King or something like that?
Some dude.
Yeah. But there is something really specific about this. So all of the people are turned to statues. It's almost like a horror movie. Right? It's like a dystopic Oz. in decline.
Just weird.
And then, I don't know if they're going to show it in this trailer, the Wheelers. The Wheelers. They gave me nightmares. I gotta be honest.
There's so many just long black frames.
These trailers are so bad.
Yeah, they're horrible.
God, who was cutting trailers in the 80s?
You know what?
I think they're trying to be really
show
dramatic.
Ugh.
Yeah.
These are horrible.
Bad trailers. Let's just go to Return to Oz. The Wheelers. Which is worth it. I wish I could put the audio up on this.
Oh my goodness. That's terrifying.
Yeah.
This is why I didn't watch Oz.
She has to save the chicken. That's
Ew.
part of it.
It's weird stuff.
See, I would have been a child.
Those stone people.
Well, this was made obviously before I was born, but I would be terrified if I saw this.
Yeah, I was terrified when I was a kid. I saw this because I had seen the regular Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed that movie, so I was
Beware
like,
the Wheelers.
Yeah, I mean, as a kid, if you're young enough to have enjoyed the Wizard of Oz, and then somebody's like, they're making Return to Oz, and you're like, that's going to be awesome, and you watch it, and this is what you get.
Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah. That's terrifying.
So.
Okay.
Okay, I have one.
Do you have a last one?
Yes.
Okay.
And it was the first fantasy movie that I have seen that I can remember.
What?
The Secret of Nim.
Perfect.
Secret of Nim. Yeah.
It's a good one.
I think it's on Netflix right now.
Yeah. I saw it on Netflix.
It's good.
Yeah, I remember watching it whenever I was in middle school, and I just
love
loved
that movie.
it.
Yeah,
I love that movie to death.
Because I was like, I just remember
like
being in middle school, being like, oh, we read this stupid book, and now we have to watch this stupid movie, and then seeing it and being like, oh, this is a good movie.
You're like, oh, such a great movie.
Such a great movie.
So I totally love that movie.
Yeah.
The animator for that movie, the director, was Don Bluth.
Who we talk about a lot.
Yeah, I do at least. He talks about he animated for Disney and then created his own independent studio, and this was
like the magical
one of the results.
Of it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I remember seeing this and having only really seen like Warner Brothers or Disney cartoons. I saw this and I was like, I did not know any of that was possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my last one.
Look at that little mouse. Hey, that's a good one.
Look at that shrew.
Yeah, it's good. Okay, I've got...
got one more?
Before I give the last one,
you got it up on your...
I'm going to give a few honorable mentions.
Okay.
Nice.
That I think we should have.
I got to pull them up on the screen because that takes forever, man.
Yeah, no, you don't have to. But I had them in my list. So I was going to say Masters of the Universe.
Yes.
He-Man with Dolph Lundgren.
Hey, people are commenting though. Well, never mind. Athena Masson just gave us a bunch of hearts. Thanks.
Thanks, Athena. Yeah, so He-Man.
Yeah,
phenomenal. Yeah, you should watch that. Gremlins.
Okay.
Yes.
I have seen Gremlins. And it was weird.
Great.
Whenever I was a child, I was like, this is weird.
And
that was what the 1980s was like.
Uh-huh.
It was weird.
That was it. And then I was going to say Conan the Barbarian.
I'm surprised that movie did not come up.
I know. Conan the Destroyer, the sequel, and the spin-off from it, Red Sonja.
Yeah.
Conan.
All phenomenal movies.
Barbarian.
Conan is at least.
Fair enough. But here we go. For the last one...
Are you going back to Beastmaster again?
No, I'm not, but I easily could have because it was phenomenal.
Yeah,
I am going to go with 1985's Ewoks: The Battle for Endor.
Okay, is that...
Oh, funny.
Okay.
You didn't even know this Star Wars movie existed,
No.
did you?
But I was thinking Star Wars?
There's-
Speaking of Derailed,
Two of these.
this movie.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that they
train
made a
wreck.
movie about
There's
the Ewoks.
two.
But you know what?
Yeah, there's
I
two of them.
watched the crap out of it. When it
Oh
came
God, I
out.
love it.
It's almost
So
absurd.
good. So there was this one, and then there was Caravan of Courage.
Yeah, so
was
that lady just
the
turned
other
into
one.
a bird, which is not generally a Star Wars thing.
Yes. No, it's not. A lot of this is not a Star Wars thing. And I had all of the Star Wars on the VHS tapes
Yeah.
growing up.
Yeah.
So we watched.
Yeah, absolutely.
We watched them growing up. I
So
didn't know
you
these
need,
existed.
you need to get you a copy of.
What?
I might have
Battle
to
for
get a VCR.
Yeah, it's basically it
to
is
watch
basically
it.
like a 1980s fantasy movie. That is exactly what this is. Yeah.
It's very interesting. Whoa.
Whoa, there's magic and all sorts of
Magic.
stuff. And Star
Yeah.
Wars generally doesn't.
It's-
Okay, well, actually
yeah.
they have the
I
Force.
mean, yeah, they do.
They deal with magic.
But you normally don't have like spells and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
That sort
this
of
is
thing?
more
Yeah.
magical than...
It
Yeah.
really is.
But if you notice the explosion of brick right there, all the sparks that normally come
Yeah.
off of rock when it explodes
I saw that.
was the exact same effects as all the other Star Wars
Yeah.
That
effects.
makes
It's really
sense.
cool.
So,
Yeah.
so
Like the
here's one
laser
other thing, though.
beams.
What-
Superb
another-
special effects.
Another movie that didn't come up, and we've got to go, but it belongs on the list. Labyrinth.
Oh, sure. Yeah,
You were
Labyrinth
gonna
is
you were gonna
great.
mention Labyrinth, weren't
She
you?
was gonna
I
go
was
with it.
thinking about it, but I don't remember enough about it to be like, yeah, I know that movie, but I did watch it.
It's okay.
long time
There were a
ago.
lot of fantasy movies.
You don't
that
have
came
to
out of
know
them.
anything on
Like,
this show.
Here's
Obviously
another
I
one.
don't.
proven that.
Yeah,
I could be the dumb person
another
that
one that
comes on the show
belongs
that you pull off the
absolutely.
street.
Wow, the 1980s was a decade of fantasy. Mm-hmm. The Dark Crystal.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I just
so
feel
many.
like a lot of good
Maybe we'll
movies
do
were made
80s
in the
fantasies
80s.
too. We're
Yeah,
getting a lot
we're
of
gonna have to.
sequel top 10s we're going to have to do here
Yeah.
coming up.
We
But
got a lot of time.
unfortunately, we can't today
Yeah.
because we're out of
Time.
time.
And we got derailed.
Yeah. It's Friday and it's lunch and I'm hungry.
Oh yeah.
And I'm ready
Me
to go for
too.
the weekend.
There's that.
So,
All right.
Be back Monday. See ya.
Derailed. Yeah.
We'll derail again.
I guess
on
are we
Monday.
gonna name this episode 1?
Episode
I don't know. We should go
Just
back
gonna
in time
start
like Star
calling it
Wars.
Derailed.
Star Wars.
Yeah. Derailed again Monday. See ya.
Bye.